everyone, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com, and today I'm giving you a tour of our finished, colorful farmhouse breakfast nook. So you guys might remember a few weeks ago I shared a DIY for a semi-built-in bench. This was a project for our breakfast nook, and now a couple months later I finally finished this project. The reason why I wanted to give our nook in our kitchen a makeover was because last spring we converted our formal front sitting room in our home into a formal dining room. So it seemed kind of redundant to have the two dining spaces that were so similar. So this little space has a few DIYs that I'll share with you. It's also very colorful and very fun and farmhouse styled. So if you like those things, I think you'll really like this breakfast nook. I'm so grateful to be able to partner with The Brick again on this project. You guys know that I've been working with them for a while. I've worked with them for a couple years now, and I'm so thankful to brands like The Brick that support my blog and my YouTube channel so I can continue to share more projects and more content with you guys. So now let me give you a tour of our made-over kitchen breakfast nook in a super colorful farmhouse style.
So the first thing I did was put up some DIY board and batten wall treatment on the lower third of the wall all the way around my breakfast nook. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to do your own DIY board and batten treatment. This is definitely one of my favorite DIYs to do in our home to give it some character. Next, I used just some leftover paint I had at home and whitewashed some 1x3 strips of pine, and then I just nailed them on either side of the wall just above the board and batten. And then I used some leftover stick wood. This is peel and stick barnwood from my parents' ceiling project, and stuck that up on top of the board and batten to create a sort of shiplap looking wall. I was deciding between either the board and batten and the shiplap for this feature wall, and I decided to do both. Next, I made a DIY bench with kitchen cabinets. I did a full video tutorial of this here on my channel, so I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Next, I hung up this art from The Brick. It's just some happy farmhouse cow art, and we call her Moo Lissa. I also put some colorful cushions on my DIY bench that mimic my handmade drapes, and some of these are my own from my own collection, and I will leave a link to both the handmade drapes tutorial and my own pillow collection in the description box below. I also found this kind of really nice jute rug with a fringe. You can find that on Amazon. I'll leave a link to that below as well. This table is called the Trudel table, and it's from The Brick. The chairs are called the Stovall chairs. They're also from The Brick, just a really nice classic farmhouse style with a more traditional looking table. And I DIY'd these chunky crocheted chair pads, and I'm going to post a tutorial of that soon. Some fresh tulips from just the grocery store and some pretty turquoise plates and cups finishes the look of this cozy farmhouse breakfast nook. I really like that it's really colorful and a mix of traditional and farmhouse. So this is one configuration that we can have this breakfast nook in. I tried to make it a little bit versatile. So this one is where we have the table in its round position, no leaf in it, with 5 chairs around for all of us, and the bench off to the side sort of as extra seating, so to read or to just cozy up. And then the other option we have is to put the leaf in this table to make it more of an oval shape, and then we kind of scooch it up to the bench so that acts as extra seating, and we can comfortably fit 6, 7, or 8 people here in our colorful farmhouse breakfast nook.
Thanks guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got some ideas for your own breakfast nook spaces or your own casual dining spaces. Thanks again to The Brick for sponsoring this project. I would like to know in the comments below which of these configurations you prefer in our breakfast nook, if you like the table extended and pushed up towards the DIY bench, or if you like it round with all of the chairs around and the bench as an extra seating option, kind of like a little reading nook. If you like DIY and decor ideas on a budget, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for doing so, and I'll see you guys all again in my next video. Bye.